being Scottish, I did hesitate before watching A Castle for Christmas. By which I mean, I think Netflix kept recommending it to me for about 2 weeks before I finally, bit the bullet and decided to go for it. Honestly, for the most part, I really enjoyed it, and I'm pleased that I watched it. The subtitles at certain points made me laugh. Ultimately, it's pretty sweet. This was released for the first time this year in 2021, directed by Mary Lambert, written by Ali Carter and Kim Beyer-Johnson, and it didn't get off to a great start. I'll put it that way, because, and this is me speaking as a writer, as an author, our protagonist, um, Sophie, played by Brooke Shields, is an author, and she goes on to the Drew Barrymore show, played by Drew Barrymore herself, and while she's there, it's to discuss her latest novel and something she's done to one of her characters. I don't know why I'm pussyfooting around it. She's killed off one of her characters. And that's what the interview is about. And Drew Barrymore, as character, starts off the interview by saying, people are not happy that you've killed off this person. And I just got so annoyed that they would write that into there. That's not, no writer would ever go into a chat show to discuss the ending, the pivotal ending, and killing off a character. So I kind of lost faith in the writing of it pretty early on. I thought, if you can't even get that accurate, what else is going to be incorrect with your interpretations of Scotland? But actually, it did kind of pick up there. Now, I say interpretations of Scotland. I don't know who produced this. The IMDb content. Oh, it's produced by the Motion Picture Corporation of America. Go figure. Long story short, Sophie wants to buy this castle that's up for sale in Scotland. There's some ancestral history there, so she's quite interested in it. But the owner, Myles, Cary Elwes, doesn't want to sell it to her. He thinks that she's just going to buy it on a whim and, let it fall into disarray and disrepair. But she's determined to convince him otherwise, and she spends time in the castle, partly writing her book, partly getting to know Myles, ultimately trying to convince him that he should be selling it to her. And it's quite interesting. It's basically, this is what Scotland looks like through the eyes of an American. That's ostensibly the narrative of the entire film. And as a Scot, I find that very funny. It is very stereotypical, but it is also set... Actually, where is it set? That is a good question. I don't know where about in Scotland it's meant to be set. It's not the Highlands, although apparently the exterior shots of the castle were taken in Dalmeny House near Edinburgh, so that's nice. I'm not 100% confident. I'd guess West Coast, but if anybody knows concretely, do let me know. But yeah, to begin with, when she gets off of the plane and meets the driver, he's speaking in broad Scots, and it's subtitled, and I did think, are they going to subtitle the entire thing? But they didn't. It was just that bit. The rest of the characters all talk Scots English rather than Scots. And it is stereotypical. And the music is stereotypical. And there are Highland coos and Scottish dress. But it's fabulous. It is cliche, but it's really beautiful. The castle, the shots of the castle inside and out are absolutely stunning. They are so beautiful, and they make this, even if the narrative wasn't that interesting, and it is, it's a pretty decent narrative, but even if it wasn't, the shots of the castle, the interiors, I don't know if it's a set or if they rented out somewhere, but it was also filmed in New York. It's stunning to look at. It is really beautiful to look at. And Sophie as a protagonist is pretty likable. I wanted good things for her. I wanted to get what she wanted. Whether or not she did, I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to watch to find out. And I do recommend. We do have some great supporting cast and characters. Andi Osho plays Maisie. Desiree Burch is in this. And Eilidh, an actor I'd not heard of until this, she plays a character called Rhona, and I love Rhona's style. Really, really, really addicted to her style and want her wardrobe. So there was a lot to appreciate and to enjoy. It is cliche. It's quite predictable, but it's visually gorgeous, very well shot, very well acted. I think the casting is brilliant. I was worried from that initial rocky start, and just the fact that usually American interpretations of Scotland are really cliche, that it wouldn't work for me as a writer and as a Scot. But actually, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Probably wouldn't watch it again, but if it sounds like your kind of thing, then I absolutely recommend it.